You have to get lost before you find yourself.
Paper Town, one of the principal messages is the growing up process. And that is a regular subject in your novels. And I want to know if that was a path that you choose to, or is just happening in the middle of writing from a teenager viewing.
I definitely chose to write about teenagers and to write for teenagers early on. I mean, the books that I cherished the most when I was a teenager are still really important to me. And I think that was part of my thinking. And then the other thing was that I just love the community of young adult books and young adult writers. There are so many great books being written and published for teenagers right now and in the last 20 years that I really just wanted to be a part of that conversation because I was a fan of those books and I was a fan of so many of those writers, Walter D. Myers and Jackie Woodson and Marcus Zuzak. Like I just really liked their work, so I wanted to kind of be part of that community.
You both are from different generations, but how it was for you the adult coming, the growing up, like, oh, I'm an adult now. What shocked you the most?
It was the worst.
I'm still waiting for my moment where I feel like an adult.
It's pretty bad. At least for me, like there's this big for me there was a big transition between childhood and adolescence, and then there was another big transition into sort of proper adulthood after I finished school, and those first 2 years were really hard for me, and I had a lot of
when was that?
Like when I was 23, 24.
All right, so I got a couple years.
Yeah, it'd be all right. I just had I mean I had some mental health problems, so I just struggled a lot with depression and. But now adulthood feels very stable for me, and I really like it. So it turns out that being an adult is great. It just takes a while to get used to it.
Right. And Nat, you grew up in front of the cameras. That was harder for you. You thought that the maturity came for you before the other kids.
In some ways, I think luckily I didn't really completely grow up in front of the cameras. You know, I went to real school, I went to real high school, and I grew up in New York, not in LA. And I had parents who are in the business and sheltered me from it in a lot of ways. So I guess in some ways I just hung out with older people. You know, I ended up hanging out with people that were older on sets and stuff like that. So I in that way, I guess I grew up kind of faster. But no, I mean, I still you know, feel like a kid and just running around in the field and picking flowers.
You're 20, right?
I'm 20, yeah.
And John, you're near the 40s.
I'm 37.
37.
37.
John's getting straight age bolts today. Getting serious age bolts.
Do you guys exchange experiences? Do you ask things for him and you for?
I mean, to be honest, I think of Nat more as a peer and as a collaborator than as someone who's a generation younger than I am. He's extremely mature. He's incredibly smart. He's a wonderful actor, and you know, I just feel fortunate to count him among my friends. He's my youngest friend, probably, but he's still a really close friend of mine. And yeah, I don't think as much about the age difference. I'm more focused on the chance to work with him.
Yeah, I see John as a really close friend too. I guess the difference is I really look up to him, and also to somebody who is in this. I mean, we're in different businesses, but somebody who I really think is like a true artist and has a lot of success and deals with both those things, and has a really great family. And so I look up to him in a lot of different ways as an artist and as just as a person. So I think it's really good. It's been really good for me getting to know somebody like this.
Yeah, and for me, one of the gifts of my friendship with Nat is that, you know, I get to root for him. I get to you know, be supportive of his work, but also just be excited for him when good things happen. And like, I hope that lasts his whole life. You know, like I hope I get to go to Nat's wedding, and I hope I'm, you know, I hope I get to like.
You're invited, dude.
Thanks, I appreciate that. I hope I get to meet Nat's kids.
That's
some
important.
days. Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't go if I don't get invited. But yeah, so it's. I mean, it is. The friendship is a real gift in my life.
The future is forever. The future is forever. So